Good morning. I hope everyone had a nice night's sleep and God bless you all. Like and subscribe. And if you don't, and if you're satisfied and you've already subscribed, then do me a favor and hit the like button. Now let's get straight to it. With my knowledge of religion growing up in a church, I could start a religion right now. And I could easily become a prosperity pastor. I could easily sell out. Easily. I'm going to just come at you straightforward because it's the only way I know. And with all due respect, I could start a church and take advantage of the ignorance in the black community. And probably get some white people to join also. And it would not be hard because nowadays all you have to do is tell people what they want to hear. And the reality of the situation is that people prefer to hear lies. People do not want to stand up for themselves. They're always looking for a leader to stand up for them. And then when the powers to be come down, they want to be so far back to where they can walk away and say, I had nothing to do with this. That was his idea. But hoping to reap the benefits. And this is always true until people's backs are against the wall. And I say this to say that all leaders who stand out front put themselves in a position to get what Martin Luther King got, Malcolm X, the Kennedys, and other people in the civil rights movement. You see, evil always has an advantage because evil is always ready to commit evil, murder, assassination. They have no problem doing that. And so if a person is spiritually elite and he knows right from wrong, the first thing he has to ask himself, is it worth it? Is it worth it? Will the people I am fighting for, will they support me or will they turn their backs on me? A lot of people who feel that people will just use them and turn their backs on them will do what? They'll become what's called the gatekeepers, or they'll be called sellouts because they feel like this. Why should I put myself in this position to help these people who aren't even going to support me? And some are so ignorant, they don't even realize that I'm trying to help them. It's a catch-22. Will they will some of them turn their backs on me? And are some too ignorant to know that I'm trying to help them? It's a catch-22. Therefore, it takes a person of strong faith and strong courage and with a deep, deep belief and trust in God to do the right thing, to do that which will protect their soul. I think that one of the problems that people who sell out don't understand is that white Jesus giveth and white Jesus taketh away. And a good example of that is Oprah Winfrey. Now she's worth what, $3 billion, and it's all, and her whole world is coming down on her. Everything she's sold out to accomplish is coming down on her. White Jesus giveth, white Jesus taketh away. And in the end, you don't even have your soul left. So one has to ask the question, did this person ever really believe in God? And how much did greed play a part in the situation? I have one time, as I look over the landscape in the United States, I've thought to myself on a couple of occasions, just go up to a plutocrat, a rich white guy, say, hey man, look, give me $1 million, I'm out of here, and do what you want to do with these fools. Give me $1 million, I'm out of here, and do what you want to do with these fools, but I'm not going to help them. Just, I know what the game is, the gig is up, just let me go. Give me $1 million and I'm out of here. But selling out, my belief in my knowledge that God exists is far too strong for me personally to sell out. But I'm 70 now, 70, and I can say that since, I don't know, 13, 14, 15, I've been studying religion, philosophy, different religions, so forth and so on. And my strength, but one of the things I did was I didn't look for God. I stopped looking for God, became an agnostic, which is a person, if you ask them, do they believe in God, they will tell you the truth. I don't know. And I would say that I only believe in those things that I can sense through my five senses. And after about a year, 3 months or so, God presented itself to me. But God presents itself through vibrations. God presented itself to me through vibrations, not through a conversation or anything like that. Vibrations. And they were intense vibrations. Very intense, to the point where I said, okay, I get it. I know God exists. But understand this. God does not have to prove itself to you. Who are you that God has to prove himself to? But when you search for truth, God will acknowledge you. When you search for truth and you do it for the right reasons. And when you do it for the right reasons, then you realize that there are spiritual powers that comes with that. And you also realize that that God is going to open the door for more knowledge to come to you. You see, our religion of the black man is Kemetic philosophy. Kemetic philosophy, or you can call it the Kemetic mystery system. This is the religion of Homo sapiens. Homo sapiens are human beings. human beings are black people. Caucasians are 9% Neanderthals, which makes them a subhuman. You see, when you search for truth, God will present you with the truth. But along with that search for truth, you have to have what is called control of thought, which leads to control of actions, which leads to steadfastness of purpose. It leads to fortitude. It leads to fortitude. When you actually know God exists, it leads to fortitude. And fortitude is based on truth. It's not based on faith. And a lot of intelligent people who sell out is based on intelligence, but it's not based on truth. It's based on intelligence that the good is the right thing to do. It's right to be good. But if you're not going to be supported by the people you want to help, then all of a sudden the necessity of survival comes into play. The necessity of survival. But unfortunately, with most people, they don't understand sellout people. They don't understand moderation. You don't need millions and millions and millions of dollars to be happy. You can do what is right and survive and be happy and be satisfied. Be satisfied. Happiness comes and goes. Satisfaction is constant. Too blessed to be stressed. Satisfaction can be constant. And that comes down to moderation. And it comes down to a knowledge that God exists. See, search for truth and God will present itself to you. Search for truth. Search for truth. Far too many people say, have faith in God, and then the next thing you know, they're saying, God wants you to do this, God wants you to do that, God. And all of a sudden, next thing you know, their imaginations is running wild with them. Their imaginations is running totally wild. But getting back to those people who sell out, I mean, they decide that they want to survive. And they want to survive as best they can. And they know that, like I said before, they're not going to put themselves between a rock and a hard place. Because a lot of them feel like this, and it's true. A lot of them feels like this, and it's true. This person that I'm helping, if they could put themselves in a position to sell me out, will sell me out. That's what some people do. That's what a lot of drug dealers do. They know the damage it's going to cause, but hey, they put their survival ahead of other people because they don't know for sure that God exists. Everything they do, it's common sense that you should try to support your people, but they get lost and then they think that they can trust the people that are doing evil to them. But like I said before, white Jesus giveth and white Jesus taketh away. O.J. Simpson did not kill those people. He actually did not do it. But the media, when you are in the court of mass communication in the media, they can make you think anything they want you to think. They can make you think a woman is physically equal to a man. They can make you think that I, a black man who fought his way out of slavery, is a threat to white people. Doesn't even make sense. But the media can make you think these kind of things. Not if you know that God exists And when you know God exists, then your feet is on solid ground. But you have to understand this. All religions came from Kemetic philosophy, which is the religion of the black man. And as black people were conquered by the Persians, Egyptians, and the Greek, they left Egypt and they left Egypt before they even became slaves and spreaded our religion around the world. And people from different countries, they took bits and pieces of our religion. So you will find bits and pieces of our religion in all countries. And America just went berserk and just made the Bible and just changed all the names of the people in the Bible. And we know that the Bible is in Africa, and we know that life started in Africa, and we know common sense tells us that these people would have to have African names. But I think that I made my point clear early as to why black people sell other black people out. Because if they're not going to be supported by black people, if by the majority of black people, it's a lonely place to be. I'm gonna tell you, intelligence is lonely. Because sometimes when I'm in a certain crowd of people and I tell them that we're Hebrew Israelites and I start explaining things to them, some of the things they say are just totally ridiculous. And you can't even prove it to them. So I've come to a point now where when I talk about spirituality and things of this nature, I only do it on this, on my site. And I do the best I can to ignore the nonsense conversations and not to get involved in them. Not even, not even try to enlighten them, because it's just going to be an argument and they're going to say some of the most nonsensical things in the world. They will say that they will say Jesus is black. Christianity was used to enslave and colonize people. And then if you ask them, are you a black Christian? They'll say, yeah. I mean, this is what turns intelligent black people into sellouts. I mean, you look at Clarence Thomas. He's a very intelligent man, but he was sold out by his people. You look at Candace Owens. She used Clarence Thomas used affirmative action. Candace Owens, she used the NAACP. All these people were on solid ground. But we have to ask ourselves, what happened? What happened to change their mindset to one of necessity away from one of spirituality? And then ask yourself, are you a person of necessity or are you a person of spirituality? With that, like and subscribe. Have a nice day, and I hope I gave you something to think about.